Hi guys, today I am going to show you how to make these cute little Christmas tree decorations using a wooden ring, some yarn and some cute little embellishments that you may have lying around the house or find at your local craft shop. I have made quite a few of these. I've made lots. I've got 2 Christmas markets coming up actually, one at the end of November and another one in December. And Christmas markets require Christmas stock, and other than a Crafty Concepts mini Christmas stocking pattern, I don't have a lot. And I wanted to make something that was my own this year, so I have come up with these. And I'm really happy with how they've turned out. I've had these little embellishments for about 2 years now. I got them from the warehouse a couple of years ago, and I never did anything with them. And it's the same with the rings. I've had them for ages and I just never do anything with them. So I thought this year I'm going to try and use stuff that I already have lying around the house instead of going out to buy more. And so far it has worked. I haven't bought, well, no, that's a lie. I've bought stuff for Christmas crafts, but just not as much as I usually would. So let's get on to how to make these. So they're all a bit messy because I've already been using them, but I got this yarn from Spotlight Store. It's really, really pretty. It's got a bit of sparkle in it. There were heaps of other colours. There were pinks and blues and all that, but I quite liked the traditional Christmas colours. I just thought they gave that little farmhouse decor kind of rustic vibe, and I like that. So they cost me about $5 each, but I also think that I got them on a sale, which was about 30% off last weekend. So yeah, I mean, you can't say no to sales. I also did say to myself that day I was going to go for a look in Spotlight and not buy anything. So we all know how that turns out. So this is everything that I use along with that yarn. I've got my 4.5 clover hook, which if you use clover hooks, you understand how when I say they are a game changer in the crochet crafting world. They are just amazing. I heard so many people saying, oh, they're so good and everything, and I thought, they're just a crochet hook. How can they be any different from any others? They really are. They are amazing. I've got these 5 centimetre wooden rings, as well as a 3 centimetre one, which I've only got a few of. They make the smaller one. You also need your little embellishments. I also got these ones from Spotlight as well a few years back that I've never used. You need a darning needle, your scissors, and just a little bead as well for like finishing touches. Right, so today I'm going to use green. I quite like the green, it's really nice. But so you can use one colour, which is what I'm going to show you today, or you can use 2 colours, which, I mean, if you've been crocheting for a while, a colour change isn't going to freak you out. But basically, you will do the colour change at the end of the ring before you go into the actual wreath outside. I'll explain that. I'm not a great explainer when it comes to teaching people how to crochet. I mean, I get through it, but I'm not perfect. So you want to attach your yarn to your hook with a little slip knot. Then you want to pick up your wooden ring. You want to insert your hook into the center of the ring, grab that piece of yarn, bring it through, and then yarn over and finish it off like you would, oops a daisy, I'll do that again. Finish it off like you would a single crochet. So through, yarn over again, and single crochet. Alright, so you're going to continue that all the way around. So you're going to insert it into your ring, pull up that yarn over, make stitch. Insert through, yarn over. You don't want it to be too tight. You don't want these stitches to be too tight, because when it comes to the outside of the wreath, inserting your hook back into those stitches can be quite tricky if they're tight. So just keep them loose. It will be a little bit gappy as it goes around, as you go around the ring. So you just want to scooch it scooch it together. Alright, you want to keep going around the ring like so until you get to the end. Alright, and it's gone gappy, so you just scooch it and make sure all of your stitches are at the top. And it goes, yarn over, it's gone gappy, so scooch. Alright, so you keep going and I'll meet you back. Right, now that you're back, you've done it all the way around, you're going to slip stitch into that first stitch that you made and bring it through. Okay, so for this part, you're going to want to make the tail, the little tree hanging part. So what I do is I then bring the yarn up to about there, okay, and then you just make sure it's tight, okay, and then there's your little tree hanger part. If you're going to change colour for the outside of the wreath, you would leave it a long tail, cut the yarn, and then weave it into the back. You can even tie it to this piece here and then weave it in, and that part is your tree hanger, and then you would go back, you would go on to the next part. I like to make the tree hanger part the same colour as the ring. That's just me. You may do it any way you want. Okay, so you've got your tree hanger and you're still attached. So in the next single crochet, the next one, you're going to insert your hook, bring through that piece of yarn that is still attached to your work, and then that's going to start off your next round. And it's just easier because you don't have to clip and cut it and then weave in ends, and you know, you're all still attached, and I think it makes it a little bit more secure. Okay, so you've brought your yarn through, you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You're going to insert your hook back into that same stitch, and you're going to slip stitch. Okay, so you're going to skip the next stitch, go into the following stitch and make a slip stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to slip stitch straight back into that same stitch. Skip, go to the next one, slip stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch, back in. Skip a stitch into the next one, slip stitch, chain 3, 2, 3, slip stitch, back in to that same stitch. You just keep continuing all the way around. Skip a stitch into the next one, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch, back into that same stitch. Skip a stitch, slip stitch into the next stitch, 1, 2, 3 chains, slip stitch, back into that same stitch. And you can see that your little outside of your wreath is actually starting to come together. So continue all the way around and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so we're back at where we've got one stitch that we will skip, which is actually going to be your hanger stitch, if that makes sense. So basically you want to just get your little tree hanger out the way, slip stitch into the first of the stitches that you made, cut it off, there you go, and then we're going to get our yarn needle. Oops. And you're just going to bring it through to the back and then just weave in that end, and then you can do the same thing with your other little end. You can also pick up the first end, your starting end basically, and just single crochet over it at the beginning so it gives it that little bit more security. Yeah. And then there you go. You've got those. So you can get your little wooden pretties, pop them anywhere you want. And they do look really cute. You know, get a little bead, pop it up there, like this one. And then you're done. And you can make your own, you know, if you don't have any embellishments, if you can't find any at the shops, you know, you can use a button, or you can make your own little bow out of ribbon. You know, options are endless. There is so much that you can do with them. So, Merry Christmas. I hope you liked this video. It's the first time I've ever done a video before. So if you like it, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I think that's what they all say. If you want to learn how to crochet and you want me to make some videos on simple stuff like single crochet and how to chain and all that, I mean, I can definitely try and do something like that. That'd be quite fun, but as I've said, I'm not perfect when it comes to teaching. But, and there's this one too, which I made, which now I look at it, I think it looks like one of those rescue rings from the cruise ships, but it's still Christmas colours. So yeah, hope you enjoy. If you make any of these, please tag me in them, Chanel Kayla Crochet. You can, you know, send me messages if you like this video, if you didn't like this video. But I'd love to see all of your creations and what you make. And yeah, Merry Christmas.